is the decor for the Festival of the Independent Bottlers. So as you know, many of the distilleries have their official bottlings, but quite a few gems are actually bottled by independents. And here, this is a festival with only independent bottlers. So let's see if we can discover some of those gems. Follow me. Inside were literally hundreds, if not thousands, bottles from independents, such as the Italian Samaroli, with some beautiful old vintage bottlings as well. But there was also Cadenheads, Black Adder, we saw bottles from Liquid Sun, and many, many more. There was Gordon MacPhail, the famous bottler from Elgin in Scotland, but also Murray McDavid, Signatory was there. And of course, Max Righi, the famous Italian whiskey antique shop holder, was there with his famous Silver Seal bottlings. Scott's Selection has a wide range of single cask bottlings, but he's most famous, I believe, for the single grains at a very high age. Obviously, Malts of Scotland from Germany was there as well, with many of their new bottlings. And they also started releasing, or distributing, I should say, the Chester whiskies, Chester Whisky Liqueur Centre. Kintra is a bottler from Holland, run by Erik Molenaar, who has quite a few beautiful single casks. Also from Germany is Anamna Halba. The Golden Cask was there as well, with a beautiful 24-year-old Bunnahabhain on a sherry cask. That was a true monster. AD Rattray, formerly known as Dewar Rattray, was there. Not only do they release single cask whiskies, but they also have quite a few rums. A Belgian new bottler, the Whisky Mercenary, was there with their new releases, the Breval and the Coolie. And I was fortunate enough to be able to interview quite a few of those bottlers, but unfortunately, I have to say, unfortunately, and I only found that out afterwards, the microphone had died on me. Which means that even though I did some great interviews, unfortunately none of them has any sound. And that's the reason why I have to do this voiceover. So I want to apologize to the people. For example, here is Erik Molenaar from Kintra, and he's explaining that he not only does single cask bottlings from all the regions of Scotland, but he also releases the Golden Cask, or he distributes the Golden Cask releases. And basically what he does is he chooses his casks, and when he likes them, he bottles them. Well, it is that simple, isn't it? It's the same for this German person from Anamna Halba, which translates into the soul of Scotland. Tom Skvoronek, which is a very, very difficult name to pronounce, also explained that this is how he works. It's his modus operandi. He tries several cask samples, and when he likes it, he bottles it in the hopes that we, the whiskey aficionados, like them as well. AD Rattray, like I said, was there, and they were represented by Francis and by this chatty man, Ian Andrew Croucher. He was a very, very enthusiastic whiskey person, chatting away about not only the beautiful range that is AD Rattray, the single cask bottlings, both bourbon casks, sherry casks, and some finishes as well, but he also explained about the Stronach, which used to be a distillery long gone now. He recreated the recipe of the Stronach. So what basically Ian has done is recreated the Stronach using Benrin casks. But that's not all. He also has a very smoky whiskey cask Isla, and then again he has something very typical, very special in my opinion. I tried it, the Banknote 5-year-old blended whiskey. Now, you'd be forgiven to think that a 5-year-old blend would be, young and harsh and lacking depth, but I was very happily surprised with this Banknote 5-year-old. It was very friendly priced, less than 20 euros, but it was a very quaffable blend indeed. Jurgen Vromans is a new whiskey bottler. He's the representative of the Whisky Mercenary, getting that name for being a helping hand at festivals all over Belgium in years past. And he thought, well, I've got to know whiskey now. I've got to appreciate whiskey now. So I think I know what good whiskey is. And so he started bottling his own as well. And well, he chose his name very, very good in calling himself the Whiskey Mercenary. And basically that's all I have for this Whiskey Rambling. Again, I would like to apologise for not having any sound for the interviews, but one thing is for certain, it was a well organised show, and I am very much looking forward to the show next year. I will be back.